Listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, episode 70.
You're listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, where we believe business can be simple and you can use your intuition to run towards your goal. Self-made business and success coach Lindsay Maloney helps you start and scale your dream coaching business. With her step-by-step intuitive and creative guidance, you'll leave ready to put her tips into action, push your business forward, and work with your dream clients. Lindsay is here to help you get unstuck and structure your brilliance into a coaching business that's sustainable and financially exhilarating. Here's your host, Lindsay Maloney.
On today's episode, I'm sharing with you every single tool that I use every day in my coaching business. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I am so grateful for you, and that's why I'm going to share with you every single tool that I use. I remember when I was starting my coaching business, and I still am very curious, what everyone uses every day to grow and scale and just manage their business. Because a lot of times, most of us are a one-woman show, and we need a lot of tools in our toolbox in order to make the wheels turn gracefully and have a well-oiled machine. So I am very open with what I use in my business, and there's even a toolkit out there that you can download after you listen to this. We'll put it in the show notes. It's called the Ultimate Six-Figure Coaching Business Toolkit. These are all the tools that I am currently using right now. Some of them are paid, but to be a six-figure business owner, you do have to invest in some paid services, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. I also have a toolkit that is full of free tools that you can use in your business if you're just getting started. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the email service provider. I use ActiveCampaign. I recommend MailerLite when you're just starting because I feel like it's a great place to get the feel of how you want your email marketing to go. And then when you're ready to scale and you're ready to invest in your business, I always recommend ActiveCampaign just because it's very visual, just like MailerLite. And that's why I like MailerLite and recommend it. I'm a very visual person, and it's really simple and it's very robust at the same time. You can get a lot of information. I don't even use it to its full capabilities. I know that, but I really like it. I've tried lots of the other email service providers like MailChimp, ConvertKit. I've tried all kinds throughout the years, and I've been with ActiveCampaign for a few years now, and I absolutely love it. All right, project management system. If you have ever listened to me before or read any of my content, you know that I am obsessed with Asana. I absolutely love Asana, and I recommend my clients and my students use it as well. I use it for all of my client work. I use it for my daily calendar for business and personal. I use it to communicate with my assistant. I use it for everything. This is where my brain lives. This is where all my workflows are. I need to have my Asana open right next to my Gmail tab on my browser because it is life. Asana is life because it just simplifies everything. Again, I use it for a lot of visual purposes. I literally even if I already accomplished a task that I forgot to put in my calendar, I will put it in there just so I can check it off. I know that sounds weird, but I admit it, you do it too. I think that it's really important to have to-do lists, but I think that taking the paper to-do list and transferring it onto something digital like Asana is going to put you in that CEO mindset because we can all carry to-do lists around. I remember having sheets of paper everywhere and notebooks of all these things that I wanted to do. And then when I finally decided to up-level my life and put everything that was inside my brain and on papers and Post-it notes and get it on the screen so I could actually delegate tasks and spread them out and actually accomplish them, that's when my business changed. So Asana is always going to be one of the biggest tools that I use and will always recommend. And I've tried Trello. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite. So I want you to know that I've tried everything, and I'm not just saying like, oh, I've tried it and I like it. I have gone through all kinds of testing with all these different programs, because I really believe that I can't give a true recommendation if I don't test out, maybe their major competitors. So just know that I have definitely felt out all of the other programs that we can use. All right, the next thing is design software. I am not a Photoshop person. I tried Photoshop for a couple of years, and I'm just not a Photoshop person. So I gave it a shot, and my brother tried to get me to like it, and he would come over to my house and fix all these weird things that I ended up doing to my images. And I decided I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just going to hang out in Canva, and I'm going to make everything for my business here. Canva has changed so much in the past 4 or 5 years. It is just absolutely easy to use, and it looks like you know what you're doing. And I create all my workbooks in there, my images for social media, everything for my program. Even images for my website are all made in Canva. I have the upgraded version because I can have my branding colors in there, my custom font, all of that good stuff. But you don't need to upgrade. It's just an afterthought after you're kind of tired of putting in your hex codes all the time, and you're tired of your font looking like everyone else's. It makes life a little bit simpler. Plus, I absolutely love the resizing option. So I'll use that option when I create my images for Pinterest and I want to make them into an Instagram size. I can just click the resize button and I'm good to go. So not necessary, but it's definitely helpful. All right, for storage, I use a couple different things. I'll use Dropbox, but the majority of the time I will use Google Drive, because Google Drive is just, I can put all my docs in there, my sheets, my slides, everything's kind of all under one space. Dropbox, I probably use 20% of the time, but Google is kind of where lindsaymaloney.com keeps all of the things. That's where we house all of the podcast stuff that I use to share with my team, who helps me load everything when new episodes come out. It's kind of the major hub. So Google, the storage, sheets, the docs, everything, forms, we're going to be hanging out in Google Suite. So I definitely recommend Google and all of its services within the Google Suite or G Suite, whatever they call it. Highly recommend it. And I even have an upgraded version so I can have all the space. All right, Instagram scheduling. I use Later. I've used Later for years and I have not used anything else. So that's one thing that I guess I haven't tested out. I know that some of my clients and students use Tailwind to schedule out their Instagram and they love it. I just really like Later. I'm just kind of, it works for me, so I'm just going to stick with it. Sometimes I have the paid version, sometimes I don't. I kind of go back and forth. I think the free version, you get 30 planned posts, which is more than enough. So I really love their services, and I really enjoy how I can see how my Instagram grid will look like if I really care how it will look like at the time. But it's just, if you're a planner and you want to plan your social media posts for the month ahead like I do, use something like Later to help you. Let's talk about landing pages. You can definitely use your email service provider to create landing pages. You can use your website. You can use whatever you like. I absolutely love lead pages because of the drag and drop feature. I'm a drag and drop kind of girl. So it's really easy for me to quick create a landing page for a freebie because I create them every single month. I can do it within a few minutes. All right, so let's talk about Facebook Messenger bots. I love using these when I'm in the middle of a launch. I'll set these up to ask subscribers to a webinar if they want a reminder in the Facebook Messenger. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't, but I absolutely love the app called ManyChat. It's free up to a point, and it works really well because if you think about it, people are always checking their Facebook messages when they see they have a notification, right? So if you want to bring more people into your webinars or to a challenge or to Facebook Live, whatever it is, whatever your end goal is, people are going to be checking their Facebook messages. So using something like ManyChat and embedding a button on your landing page, on your thank you pages, on your website, wherever you want to put it, or even in your email, let them subscribe to that. It's a really great way to communicate with people really quickly. And it's a really useful tool to use during a launch if you want to send a broadcast to people who have subscribed to it. There's lots of different ways you can use it. If you use it in a mindful way, you don't want to be that spammy Facebook Messenger person. I know those can get annoying and then we end up silencing them anyway. So just be mindful of it. I just use it for reminders. I don't really use it to sell because I think that's more of a personal thing. I don't want to automate my selling in a messenger bot. So ManyChat is what I use when I want to set that up. Payment processors. So there's a few that I recommend. I love MoonClerk. I love the fact that you can create custom forms, and I love how you can create recurring payments. I recommend them to all of my clients. I have an affiliate link that I'll put in the show notes as well. I use them for years. Their customer service is top notch, and I still use them. I also love PayPal. A lot of my students choose to use PayPal to pay for their monthly payment plan for Stand Out Coaching Academy. I also branched off and started using Samcart this year because when I heard that they have a PayPal recurring payment plan option and no one else does, that was my key to move forward and join their community, because I noticed that once I implemented that, I got a lot more students using that option. And I think a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, they love to use their PayPal money. So it was great to give them that option to pay their monthly payment plan with PayPal. So again, I use PayPal, MoonClerk, and Samcart. MoonClerk I will be phasing out because of Samcart, but I highly recommend it as you're starting, because MoonClerk I believe is only $14.99 at the time per month to use it, and the price will grow the more money you make. So once you make more money, it's going to make more sense to transfer your payment plans over to Samcart, but Samcart is quite a bit more expensive than MoonClerk, so that's why I recommend starting out with them. All right, so let's talk about calendar booking systems. There are a lot of options out there, Calendly, Acuity, all kinds of them, and I've used all of them, and I love Setmore. I recommend that as well to my students and clients because it is so easy to use. I love Setmore because it's free. I love Setmore because it sends reminders to my clients and students. I love Setmore because it's easy to create my services and manage my time, take time off, all of those things, which puts me in a CEO mindset because I'm setting my hours and I'm not letting people just take my calendar and claim time slots. So setmore.com is my absolute favorite. I have it hooked up to my Gmail calendar so I can see that. And it also hooks up to your iPhone calendar too, FYI. And I've never had any problems with scheduling. It converts the time zones. It does all the things that we want it to do. All right, so when you create a PDF that's gigantic, or maybe you want to combine a bunch of workbooks like we do in Stand Out Coaching Academy and you're not sure how to do that, smallpdf.com is my favorite tool. I can drag all of my workbooks together. It will compress, it will merge them, and then I can have it compressed so the file size is small so my students can download the workbook. Because in Stand Out Coaching Academy, they get a textbook. We combine all the workbooks that are inside the course, and then we decided to put them all together so it's easier for the students to go through the program. So we used Small PDF to do that. And I think it's like $6 a month. I think you get some free tries, but highly recommend it. I've used it for years and it's so easy. And it has been a lifesaver. It will also do a lot of different conversions for you. So just go to smallpdf.com, see their options, and see if it's something that you can use in your business. Okay, so I talked about Tailwind before because some of my clients will use it to schedule their Instagram posts, but I use it for my Pinterest scheduler. I have this program because it makes my life and my Pinterest assistant's life easier. It has helped me grow my Pinterest account in an amazing rate. And by doing that, it brings traffic over to all of my landing pages and to my website, which thus builds my list. And people will find my Facebook group. They'll go to my website. They'll do all the things that we want people to do for a really low cost. I have the yearly subscription to Tailwind because you can save quite a bit of money doing that. That's kind of my strategy when I subscribe to any service. I always choose the year or the 2-year option to save money. And I really love how easy their scheduler is, and you can pin everything ahead of time. And just again, doing things ahead of time saves your sanity. So we will pin, when I was doing Pinterest myself, I was pinning a month ahead, and then my assistant pins at least a week ahead for us. So it works really well. And then we can kind of see what works, and they give really great analytics. I love my monthly report that comes from my assistant to show me how my Pinterest is doing. And Tailwind gives us all kinds of numbers that we can look at and see how everything is doing. All right, so you obviously know that I have a group program, Stand Out Coaching Academy, and we need to house it somewhere, and we use Teachable for my business because it has allowed me to create my program. When I first started my very first program, I housed it on a secret page on my website with a password protector. And now I have Teachable, which allows me to add in bonus courses, videos, all the different kinds of methods of teaching that I want. I know that a lot of my students are workbook students, and a lot of them are video. So I have both, and Teachable allows me to put all of that stuff on there and make it look really nice, keep with my brand, and it's easy for my students to go in and out of the program and work on their stuff because they can use the app on their phone or they can use it on their computer. So Teachable is my absolute favorite. I know there are other platforms for housing your online courses. I've tried some of them, and I've always just went back to Teachable because of how easy it is and for the student experience. All right, we're at the letter Z. If you haven't noticed, we've been going in alphabetical order. We are at the app connection and integration, doesn't that sound fancy, section. If you want to hook up your email service provider to Teachable or Google Sheets to your email service provider and just create all these little recipes and middlemen to do little things for you, you're going to need something like Zapier. Is it Zapier or Zapier? I don't know, but it's Zapier, and it is a lifesaver. I will use this because I don't want to sit behind my computer and push students into my Teachable course when they sign up using Samcart. I use this because I have forms on my website, and I want the contact information loaded on a Google Sheet, and then I want the information into my email service provider. So you can use Zapier for anything. You can create all kinds of zaps. You can create multiple steps. You can get pretty complicated with them. One example that I love is having Zapier take your Gmail calendar appointments and putting them onto a Zoom call, so you don't have to go and manually create Zoom calls anymore. That is a great tool. Thinking about your business, thinking about the things that you have to do over and over again, and then creating a workflow. I recommend just writing it down on a piece of paper and then going over to Zapier and creating a zap that will save you time. Sometimes it can get a little complicated. You might get a little bit frustrated when everything's trying to hook up, but you are going to love it once it's done. You're going to love not having to run to your computer and quick push something out or set something up or create yet another Zoom call. You're going to love it because it's like a little mini assistant, and you can create lots of zaps for free. But once you want to do more steps and hook up with bigger programs, then you will have to upgrade. I think I have the $20 plan right now because I have it hooked up to Teachable and I have it doing a 3-step zap. But otherwise, I use the free version for a few years. All right, and the last one is Zoom. We use Zoom for all of our client calls, our group SOCA calls. I use them for my RTT sessions. I use Zoom for everything. If you're an online coach and you provide services online, you're probably hanging out on Zoom a lot. Your Zoom is always running, and you're always getting those emails from Zoom because you have no storage left in your recording space, and that's okay. We're all there. I have been using this program for years again, and I recommend it. You can use the free version, but just remember nothing automatically records. I learned that the hard way on my very first webinar, and I remember panicking because I didn't even know how to record it. So I just basically did a webinar in front of one person by myself with no recording. Anyways, then I upgraded to the $14.99 version where it would record for me. And then a couple years later, I upgraded to the webinar plan. Not necessary, but I like the webinar plan because it allows me to push a live into a Facebook group. So if I want to go live in my free group or the Soka group, I can toggle back and forth between my screen and video. I love that option. And you can create recurring webinars. So I'll use that for my group calls. And so I don't have to schedule each call one by one. So if you've noticed, the only times I've ever upgraded any of my services was when I was running into taking too much time to do things that I was doing over and over again, like creating group calls, creating client calls in Zoom, doing all of those things I was doing over and over again. Repetitive things will be a trigger for me to upgrade my life and get either someone to help me do it or upgrade the program so it can be easier for me. So if you want this complete list of all of the tools that I just mentioned, go to the link in the show notes, download the Ultimate Six-Figure Coaching Business Toolkit, and then see what kind of tools you could maybe upgrade or add to your coaching business. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I love the fact that you tune in every single week, and I'm so grateful for it. I will see you on the next one. Want 10 ways for you to start booking your dream clients? I created this workbook for you because I wanted to share my best tips on how I book mine. You're not going to believe how easy these are, and I know you'll be able to take my tips and put them into action ASAP so you can start working with your dream clients. To grab the workbook for free, all you have to do is go to lindsaymaloney.com/podcast. Hey coaches, are you a member of the Book Your Dream Clients community yet? Because you should be. Just go to dreamclientcommunity.com to request free access. We do fun things like website audits, challenges, and we even have a book club. Join the free Dream Client community now, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much for listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast. If you want to find out more information how you can work with me, just head on over to my website, lindsaymaloney.com. You will be able to see how you can work with me privately or in a group setting. I'm all about helping you start and scale your coaching business, so I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes and leave a rating and review. And if you want bonus points, take a screenshot of a review and tag me on your Instagram story. I'd love to see it and share it with my audience. And plus, you don't want to miss another episode.